President Park Geun-hye will hold a summit with Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono on Saturday. They will discuss ways to make substantive progress in enhancing cooperation between their countries. Park and Yudhoyono are expected to focus on reaching a deal on comprehensive economic partnership agreement, which both countries have been working on since last year. President Park mentioned at a forum with local business people on Friday that she will swiftly conclude the agreement with Indonesia. The two presidents are also expected to share opinions about Park's North Korea policy, including her Korean Peninsula trust-building process and plans on peace cooperation in Northeast Asia. They will also discuss ways for both countries to enhance cooperation at international organizations. After the summit, Park and Yudhoyono will attend a ceremony and sign memorandums of understanding in areas of mutual interest. They will also adopt a joint statement before attending a state dinner hosted by the Indonesian president. The International Monetary Fund predicts South Korea and other Asian countries will continue to grow despite recent changes in the global market. The IMF made the analysis during the 2013 annual meetings of the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C. The IMF projected Asian countries to grow 5.1% this year and 5.3% next year. The IMF said South Korea has overcome global market fluctuations and it expects the country's economy to gradually recover due to its fiscal and monetary stimulus policies. The IMF said based in its predictions, it expects Asia to continue playing the role of engine for the world economy. Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Hyun Oh-sak has expressed confidence in the government's growth forecast for next year, dismissing criticism the government is too optimistic. After a dinner with G20 finance ministers in Washington on Thursday, the minister told reporters he does not believe the forecast is a rosy outlook, given his government holds the most information for predicting growth. Hyun said the government expects this year's measures to promote investment to have an effect next year, but foreign agencies do not have such information. The International Monetary Fund on Tuesday cut its 2014 growth forecast for South Korea to 3.7% from 3.9%, but the Seoul government's budget for next year is based on a forecast of 3.9%. Hyun said now is the time for countries to launch economic reforms to brace for the U.S. tapering of quantitative easing. He added the drawdown will mean the end of abnormal stimulus measures and the recovery of the U.S. economy. A South Korean minister relayed the horrors Korean women suffered as sex slaves at the Third Committee of the UN General Assembly on Friday. Minister of Gender Equality and Family Cho Yoon-sun spoke about the atrocities committed by the Japanese military and called for Tokyo to apologize and take responsible measures. It was the first time for a South Korean Minister of Gender Equality and Family to attend the committee. Cho told how the Korean women were recruited, and she explained the scenes of their daily lives as sex slaves through the victims' testimonies. Citing Japan's war crimes, Cho said despite international efforts, sexual assaults and sex crimes still occur in areas of conflict around the world because past crimes have not been resolved. She called for the interest and support of the international community so the sex slavery victims can have their honor restored.
You're now listening to the news from KBS World Radio's News Center in Seoul, Korea.
An expert on the North Korean military says testimonies from North Korean defectors suggest Pyongyang tested chemical agents on political prisoners. Expert Joseph S. Bermudez Jr. said in a recent article published on the website 38 North that low-level chemical agents were used on unwilling human subjects. Bermudez said Kwon Hyuk, a North Korean defector who worked as a security official at Detention Camp 22, reported that healthy political prisoners were put into glass chambers and technicians observed their death as they were gassed. He also cited testimony by a former Special Operations Forces member named Im Chan-yong that similar experiments were conducted on an island in the Yellow Sea. Bermudez said the North produces chemical weapons at around 10 facilities as well. He said North Korea is capable of producing 4,500 tons of chemical weapons a year during peacetime and 12,000 tons a year during wartime. Bermudez also noted there are reports North Korea has been providing Egypt, Iran, Libya, and Syria with technologies regarding chemical weapons and agents since 1990. He added there was a testimony last year by a former Syrian military official that Iranian and North Korean experts are supporting chemical weapons development in Syria. 38 North is a North Korea analysis website run by the U.S. Korea Institute at Johns Hopkins University. The head of the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons says he hopes North Korea joins the Chemical Weapons Convention. Norway's NRK interviewed Director General Ahmet Yüzümkü of the organization since it just won the Nobel Peace Prize. Yüzümkü took the opportunity with NRK to say only 6 nations have not joined the convention, and he wishes they will join in the coming months. The organization is headquartered in The Hague, and 189 countries, including South Korea, have joined the Convention on the Prohibition of the Development, Production, Stockpiling, and Use of Chemical Weapons, and on their destruction. North Korea, Egypt, Angola, and South Sudan have not joined the Convention. Israel and Myanmar have joined but not ratified it. Candidate registration for this month's parliamentary by-election has ended with an average competition rate of 3-1. Senuri Party candidate So Chong-won, Democratic Party candidate Oh Il-young, and Unified Progressive Party candidate Hong Sung-gyu registered in Hwasong A District in Gyeonggi Province. 3 candidates from the 3 major parties also signed up to run in the South Pohong and Ulong District in North Gyeongsang Province. The official campaign period lasts from October 17th through the 29th. The National Election Commission called for cooperation from the parties, candidates, and voters so the election plays out in accordance to the law and is policy-focused.